I would like to kind of pull up or maybe touch on some elements in this Miss Marvel trailer because you guys know I've been railing against Miss Marvel. Phew, boy, have I hate Miss Marvel. This comic book is unbearable. I'm sorry, guys. Please do not waste your time thinking that you should check this out before you go see this movie. Miss Marvel is this comic book series. Well, she's a character that has existed, I don't know, since the 70s. And she was actually Carol Danvers. But then suddenly they changed everything and needed it to be this new character because that's what we do now. I got to stop this. This keeps playing. Um, so this is kind of what they do to bring new people in, right? They think they have to relate so people can see themselves. And Sana Amanat and Bachake Ali, um, Middle Eastern creators. I think Sana Amanat is a co-creator. This is sort of like a self-insert for her to put this character out here. But what's weird about the trailer? Let me share this so you guys can see it for yourselves. I was just really like, what what are we doing? And I know some of you might have felt this way when you watch this. There's not gonna be any audio here. So this is Kamala Khan. I'm not gonna pick on this actress, this little teenage girl playing, this character. She just daydreams, and this is how they kind of present the beginning. See how she's daydreaming, being a superhero, basically, and it sort of continues. Click, click, click. So first off, I just want to say, I get it. Oh gosh, so cliche. And she's like playing ignorant, more daydreaming, her own little worlds like this. And this is them sort of like misnaming her. So instead of being, so I think Kamala, they call her Kamala, I think, instead of um Kamala. Why is my vidIQ thing up here? Why is that stuff? I don't want to deal with this nonsense right now. All right, let's just make this bigger. Let's go full screen. All right, so the I'm gonna try and make myself small as well. Yeah, that's a lot better. Um, they razz about her T-shirt. They call her by the wrong name. Obviously, it's a Kamala Harris thing because you can't call Kamala. You're racist, whatever. But yeah, it's terrible. And this this stuff, this daydreaming stuff, this juvenile approach to everything. There's a superhero thing. Devilish redhead, all the different people in the show, and then there's of course she daydreams about being with hot guy, and they all daydream about being with hot guy, and it's like, and then suddenly we're back to the thing about you're staring out the window all the time. So the comic book is all, and it's interesting because her comic book is not as bad as like others. I know America Chavez has this issue and some others where they have all of this bloggy stuff and things in the comic book, and I think this is their way of trying to claim that they're supposed to be there for teenage girls, what teenage girls want. Um, but again, I think as I told you guys, this comic books, her series, keep getting rebooted. Like it'll last for 12 issues, they cancel it, bring it right back, and it's like over and over again. I've gone through a couple volumes now, and it is so obsessed with her race, her religion, being a Muslim, being a they use the term like brown girl, brown person, whatever, like over and over and over again in the comic book. I find her character always sneaking off, trying to be with the guy, breaking all the house rules, and total conflict with her family. This is not a pro-Muslim thing. I know that I heard to uh, Kamran Pasha, Cameron. He really had a lot of hope because he sees his niece in this and felt, oh, that's how my niece is daydreaming, want to be a superhero, pretending, all of that. I'm like, okay, well, is Disney going for the 12-year-old girl to fit 12 to 17-year-old girl market? Maybe. Maybe. I don't think that's going to bring in new subscribers. I don't think it's going to hold anyone. I think it's going to bring a lot more bad press than it would do bring in anything good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I was hopeful that um, they would try to break the mold a little bit. Uh, I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to respond to a message. and we can go from there. Um, Miss a lot of dare. It's always good for the ratings, isn't it? Um, but I apologize. I really can't stand this whole. This is gonna be the hardest thing for me. Because I have watched all the Marvel, unlike everyone else. I know you hear all these people say, "Oh, they bash or whatever." I've actually watched them. I got through all of Hawkeye. Loki is still the worst, and it's not one thing. Everyone's like, you're this and you're that or whatever, and I haven't taken nearly as much heat as some of these other creators, and they say things, but for me, the third wave feminism is definitely the goal, right? Loki, it's all about Lady Loki. It's gonna be in the Thor movie, right? It's about Lady Thor. In fact, she's called Mighty Thor and he's regular Thor. Same thing here. We just need a Pakistani brown girl to be a superhero, daydreaming or not. It would be nice. We see some religion represented in the trailer. We see a little bit of that, but we're not going to be getting. These are not pro-religion people. These are not people who are like that would be a very conservative stance for her. I think that they will be careful to show Islam in the Muslim practices associated with their religion, where there be the dance and the prayer, in a respectful way in the first couple episodes. But the backstory of that is she's a disobedient brat. She's always sneaking out and breaking the rules. If they're now, they do deviate from the comic book with her powers. I want to get to that. So this is the trailer. It's her cosplay, silly costume nonsense. This is her daydreaming. Um, just don't care about a lot of the stuff. It's just really really bland. Some special effects stuff with her friends, hanging out. Here's the special effects stuff. This is the her seeing Captain Marvel. I don't understand how Captain Marvel. I have a timeline issue because she wasn't on Earth, so I'm not quite sure I understand what we're supposed to be seeing here. Um, that's okay. It's the first couple episodes. They're not going to give us anything of any major substance or anything like that. And then you have just her. Here we go. It's not really brown girls from Jersey saving the day. All right, whatever. And then she finds these bracelets, right? So, is this a tie to Shang-Chi or not? Probably not. It's probably more tied to Marvel, which was the original Captain Marvel. They basically skipped to hand it over to Carol Danvers, and they may tie it to magic and those kinds of things. But what's interesting is, for me, is they changed the origin, and then they basically change the powers a little bit, right? So we start seeing all this different stuff with some of the special effects, and yeah, I don't know what are we doing here. Hang on, I lost my spot. Let me get to here we go. Hands glow. She can make things to walk on, and then who is this in the Suburban? It seems like it would be Shield showing up, but that's not who's walking in. Anyway, and then who do we get? We got all these really random scenes that I can't make sense of. Yeah, I want to show you this scene because this is the key thing everybody's talking about. So in the comic book, she stretches. So it's her body that stretches, very much like Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards from Fantastic Four. So her body can elongate and stretch and fold. And there's one scene, I think it's the volume one Miss Marvel near the end of that series. So it's 11. There's only 12 before it got canceled. I think it's 11, 10 or 11 or so. When she's like she's in gears, like she's all folded up in gears like this. And their villain, oh my God, their villain, the inventor, the Birdman, is a genetic clone of Thomas Edison, but during the genetic cloning process, it was contaminated with the DNA or the genetic material of a cockatiel. So he looks like the head of a giant cockatiel. So I don't know, guys. This movie is getting torn up from the floor up from a lot of the streamers and that kind of thing. I wish I could say I disagreed, but not a fan of the comic book. Not going to be a fan of this.